A Sikh audience with a
I am
nesting
the last.
That's exactly what they were. Illusions.
Harry Jones, MPU identity.
My feet,
Jack Harkness.
But that's it.
They have so many
People's lives, you might as well be a god.
Everything goes.
Welcome to the official episode ranking for Doctor Who Season 1, NuWho. Now, for the purpose of this list, two-parters are treated as one episode. I know, it's hardly fair. And I'll remind you, these are just my opinions. But they should be yours too. Don't get mad, get fantastic. So what are you waiting around for? Let's go. Coming in at number 10, The Long Game.
the fourth great and bountiful human empire. He's your boyfriend.
Not anymore.
The issue with The Long Game for me was there wasn't really anyone or anything to root for. We had already explored a space station episode earlier on the season. This one just didn't measure up. Honestly, I just didn't care that much for Adam.
Cool down.
The character just didn't have any redeeming qualities. Adam didn't seem like he deserved to be on the TARDIS.
Yes. Yeah, of course, yeah.
And this whole episode was sort of proving that point. It just felt like we were following around a character that even the show didn't want to be there. The Jaggerfest was quite terrifying, but uninspiring. I didn't really know what the motivations were. It was stuck on the ceiling, roaring all through the episode. It was just a disconnect there for me. We didn't spend enough time with the secondary characters, so I just didn't feel connected to them in any way. It just kind of fell flat for me. On the positive side, it's always nice to see Simon Pegg.
Who's that?
He brought such a joy to the episode.
There's the truth.
Hilarious to see Adam being fired, as I like to call it.
Look, it all worked out for the best, didn't it?
I thought that was a great resolution to the story. It would just not have made sense for him to continue on. Bye, Adam.
You can't just leave me like this.
Yes, I can.
Coming in at number 9, The Unquiet Dead. Now, Charles Dickens absolutely stole this show.
That's exactly what they were. Illusions.
Illusion. It was nice to see a historical character and get some historical references. The Time War mention was great, helped with the development of the Doctor's backstory. Tender moments between the Doctor and Rose and the affection was also explored this episode.
I'm so glad I met you.
Me too.
The issue was I didn't care enough about the Gelf.
The last of our kind, we face extinction.
I understood their motivations, but the story and the conflict were just not as engaging as the previous episodes. Like, I didn't care that much for the resolution. And justice for Gwyneth, she was just sacrificed at the end.
So little time. Pity the girl.
I pitied you!
We don't want your pity. We want it.
Coming in at number 8, Boomtown.
No photographs. What did I say?
There wasn't really much going on in this episode, but I loved the chemistry with the characters. We had a busy TARDIS this time around with the Doctor, Rose, Jack, and Mickey, and Blonde. There was a lot of interaction there. I thought that first scene in the TARDIS with all of them was just pretty great. I loved the chemistry they had and great banter.
Off we go.
Into time and space! Have you seen yourselves? You all think you're so clever, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
A highlight for me was the date scene between the Doctor and Blonde. I thought the acting and the chemistry there was so good.
The excess poison can be exhaled through the lungs.
That's better.
Blonde was quite engaging as a character. I thought the actor did such a good job providing nuance into the character's journey and, about the notion of villainy.
And you know I'm capable of better.
It doesn't mean anything.
Another highlight was Rose and Mickey confronting the challenges in their relationship. This was a much needed conversation and I thought it was done pretty well.
And then what, you give me a kiss and you run off with him and you make me feel like nothing, Rose. I was nothing.
The obvious issue here, visiting the Slitheen after they had a two-parter may have been a little bit too much, maybe too soon. It might have been more interesting to explore other storylines. Also unfortunate is that Jack Harkness was basically benched for the second half of this episode. He didn't really have much to do here, which is always a loss.
Stand back, boys. Surf's up.
Coming in at number 7, Aliens of London and World War III. Now we have our first two-parter of the season. Listen, Aliens of London and World War III were fun episodes. Of course, the infamous farting aliens. I didn't really mind that. I thought it was hilarious in parts. The real standout this episode was Harriet Jones, MP, Flydale North.
Harriet Jones, MP for Flydale North.
What a hilarious character. Amazing acting. Just so endearing. You just couldn't help but smile each time she presented herself in every scene. She had such a presence. The banter in the boardroom with the Doctor and Rose. I mean, the Slitheen is a pretty sick name. It was great to see more from Mickey and Jackie, have them more involved in the drama. They're always a great comic relief, and I thought they were really well used here. The Slitheen look was less terrifying and more comical, and I don't know if that's what they intended.
We are the Slitheen.
Something felt off about the resolution. I think firing the missile at 10 Downing just seemed wild. Also, the Doctor wasn't known for trying to kill the villain. We had seen the Doctor provide mercy, and now this just seemed maybe a little bit out of character. I also think this could have worked as a solo episode. It did seem to drag on in parts. Coming in at number 6, Rose. This was such a great introduction to the show. It's a good jump off point. We get to meet our characters and start to fall in love with them. We get a little taste of the personality of our main characters, Rose, the Doctor, Jackie, Mickey. We get to see them have their initial reaction. The complexities of the Doctor are introduced here. Is he good? Is he evil? Somewhere in the middle? He's definitely more than he seems.
That's who I am. Now forget me, Rose Tyler.
The ending scene was brilliant. I thought they did a great job with marking the beginning of this journey. That fake out. Unfortunately, the villain was just not compelling. The Nestene consciousness.
I seek audience with the Nestene consciousness.
I actually had to Wikipedia the name because I just didn't remember it. That should say a lot. It was a bit one-dimensional. It was fun to see the plastic mannequins and characters, but the Nestene consciousness itself just left a little bit more to be desired.
Your champagne. We didn't order any champagne. Where's the Doctor?
Coming in at number 5, the end of the world.
Welcome to the end of the world.
This was their first mission off-world. It was grand, it was a spectacle. The introduction of all the different alien beings. You get to see a bit of the scale of the show here, how weird and wild it could be. The story was fun and engaging. There were quite a number of side characters, but nothing felt out of place.
But how did you get in? This is a maximum hospitality zone.
Now, Cassandra was a top-tier villain. Hats off to the amazing work done by the actor here.
The lady, Cassandra O'Brien, Delta 17.
There was just a lot of dimension to Cassandra. The quips, the sass, it was just well written and just a good time.
Moisturize me, moisturize me.
I loved the whodunit style of discovering the villain. There was a little bit of Sherlock Holmes going on. It was engaging. It was fun.
I'm afraid the steward is dead.
Who killed him?
The highlight scene here is we get to see Rose confront the Doctor and demand answers about who he is because she's starting to appreciate the seriousness and risk of what they were doing.
Where are you from?
What does it matter?
Tell me who you are.
This is who I am. All that counts is here and now, and this is me.
Yeah, and I'm here too because you brought me here, so just tell me.
Jabe was a fun side character. She gave us a little bit more exposition on the Doctor. They had great chemistry, and we got to see an alien character take an interest in the Doctor, sort of exposing his celebrity status in this world.
It's remarkable that you even exist.
Not much to dislike. I wasn't really a fan of the stretched skin look for Cassandra. I didn't look at it for too long, to be honest. I would have preferred Jabe to have survived this. I think her time was cut too short. It would have been nice to see her come back and be part of a subsequent storyline. I thought it was a loss to have it end there.
At arms.
What are you going to do? Moisturize me?
With acid.
Coming in at number 4, The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. Our second two-parter of this season, and it was a pretty strong one. Captain Jack Harkness was introduced here, and boy oh boy was it an introduction.
Sorry, old man.
This was such a great character, fully formed and developed, had great banter with the Doctor and Rose, and really is a contender for continuing on with the team. You know, I do not fail to bring up Captain Jack Harkness whenever I can.
Shall we have a drink on the balcony?
I love a little bit of the mystery to the antagonist of the episode and how we don't really know what's going on. Nancy was such a great side character, and I think the reveal at the end of the two-parter was quite shocking to me and totally unexpected. So I think they really handled that well.
Are you my mummy?
Yes. Yes, I am your mummy.
Now, that horrific transformation was uncalled for. Let's have that conversation. I will never unsee that. That will haunt me till the end of my days. So already taking off some points for that. The story could probably have been condensed into a solo, but I'm not mad because it gave us more time to spend with Jack Harkness. I think the mummy got a bit tedious and indulgent at a point.
Are you my mummy?
Always are you my mummy?
I think at the beginning it was mysterious and I wanted to know more, and then toward the end I just got a little bit tired.
Just this once! Everybody lives!
Coming in at number 3, Father's Day. This was a really good episode. Get to meet Papa Rose, Pete Tyler, and the family Tyler.
Jackie, I'm making a living. It keeps us fed, doesn't it?
Stop it!
Learn more about Rose and her love for her family and what matters to her. It's both a sweet and sad story that teaches an important lesson, especially for time travelers, about rewriting the past. The acting was solid here. The story was easy to follow. It had just, set in one main location. We could just rest on the story, the acting, and the relationship between the characters. There wasn't much mucking about.
You never let us down. You were there for us all the time.
I didn't care for the monsters. Apart from being scary to look at, they didn't do too much. They were reapers in the basic sense of the word, and we didn't get to hear their side of the story. I would say they were the weakest part of the episode. But in their defense, the story was not about them. They were very, very secondary to the actual storyline.
I did it again. I picked another stupid ape.
Coming in at number 2, Dalek. This episode was fire. Christopher Eccleston's acting here was top notch. Some of his best all season.
I wanted to touch the star! You're about as far from the stars as you can get!
And you took her down with you. She was 19 years old.
We get to see a different side to the Doctor here. His pain, the references to the Time War, what that did to him. The Dalek was a terrifying villain. This was my first introduction to them, so I had nothing to base it off of. The stakes felt high.
No one on this base is safe. No one on this planet.
We had a fake out death with Rose, and it felt very real. The resolution of the episode was brilliant. It left us with a dilemma about the fate of the Dalek. Rose stepping in to challenge the Doctor and the idea of saving the villain to preserve the hero.
Rose, get out of the way now!
No, because I won't let you do this.
That thing killed hundreds of people.
It's not the one pointing the gun at me.
My only very little gripe with the episode is the supporting characters were not as compelling here. Haters gonna hate. Henry Van Staten was quite annoying, of course, but we could group him as a necessary evil of the episode.
We arrested 2 intruders 53 floors down. We don't know how they got in.
I'll tell you how they got in. In through the window. In through the window, that was funny.
I think it would have been more satisfying to have him get his comeuppance here. I think he got off very easy.
Wipe his memory and leave him by the road someplace.
You can't do this to me! I am Henry Van Staten!
I have to say, Adam joining the TARDIS was bittersweet. I think it was nice to see somebody else get accepted onto the TARDIS, but we didn't spend enough time with him during the episode to feel like he deserved that spot.
I know what should happen. I know what you deserve. Exterminate.
And now for the number 1 spot, you guessed it, Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways. I mean, no contest. This was the two-parter we deserved. It really felt like 2 separate episodes connected in the middle. It was a culmination of the buildup of storylines that happened during the season. The bond built between the Doctor, Jack, and Rose. Rose's connection with the Doctor and how much she cared for him. When they kissed, it felt like a long time coming. It was what we were waiting for. There were so many callbacks this episode. The long game, we were set in Space Station 5, the Dalek coming back as the villain, Boomtown, the heart of the TARDIS, Deus Ex Machina, Father's Day, Pete Tyler in the conversation with Rose and Jackie. Ad Wolf was a really strong opener to this. The game show element was both fun and relevant to the plot. The inclusion of the android, references to Anne Robinson and the other game shows. Rose's big Phoenix moment, as I like to call it, was glorious. The music was beautiful and flowed so well. I thought it added such a punch to the emotional beats. The episodes didn't feel cluttered. Even though a lot was going on, everything had a place and an intention. Nothing felt like an afterthought. The regeneration moment was a big shocker to me, and I thought it was done beautifully.
Before I go, I just want to tell you, you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I thought the acting in that scene was top notch. Eccleston's departure and Tennant's arrival were like two sides of the same coin. At one end, really sad, but also extremely exciting.
So where was I? Oh, that's right. Barcelona.
Now, you already know my main gripe with this episode is that Jack was left behind. How do you leave Captain Jack Harkness behind? This was a bit of a personal thing, as it did what it was supposed to do, leave some uncertainty about the fate of a beloved character. But still, I was big mad. And I wanted more for Jack. And I had a lot to say about it for the entirety of season 2. No one left behind. You do not put Jack Harkness in a corner.
You cannot hurt me. I am immortal.
You are tiny.
And there you have it, the official ranking of NuWho Season 1. Any complaints? Leave them in the comments. And if you have a problem with this list and you're a Dalek sympathizer, and I knew you were, don't forget to hit that like button. Well, I'll see you in the next ranking.